SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family. S is for students, F for families too. U is for united, talking about me and you. S for solidarity, D is for diversity. SFUSD.
Hola, científicos. How are you today? Oh, sounds like we're enjoying the day. Has anybody made any observations of the day or night sky? Oh, how exciting. It sounds like all of you are turning into astronomers. I've said this word once or twice before, but do you remember or know what it means? Some of you got it confused with astronaut. That's actually very interesting because that prefix is the same. Astro means pertaining to the stars, and the rest means a person who studies. So that means an astronomer is somebody that studies what pertains to the stars, or somebody that studies space. Since we're talking about the day and night sky, as well as our Earth and Sun, I thought it would be great to learn about more astronomers from the past. Most of the cultures that we will be focusing on will be from ancient times. People have been studying the night sky for so long, for thousands of years. Yes, you heard me, thousands. Our time right now is measured at 2021 years, but we actually have history that goes beyond these 2021 years. I know that may be a big number for many of us, but it's important to realize how old this science is. Scientists and astronomers use telescopes to see the night sky, but they were only invented 413 years ago. So what did people do before that? Well, they did a couple of things, and they used the stars for different reasons too. Let's start with Chinese astronomy. And here, there we go, is where China is on a map. One famous ancient astronomer from here was Gan De. And sorry if I mispronounced that. He is known for discovering a reddish star near Jupiter, as well as for creating a star catalog. That means that he kept record of all the stars that he observed in the sky. Wow, his science notebook must have had many pages. Recently, astronomers realized that it wasn't a star that Gan De had seen near Jupiter. It was actually a moon. Not the same as ours, but that was completely observable by the human eye, which means you don't need a telescope to see it. So scientists and astronomers used to just observe the sky to see what was in space? That sounds incredible. Another astronomer from this time was Shi Shen. And he actually made a lot of discoveries with Gan De. He mapped 121 stars in his own star catalog and also discovered that the sun could have spots. Oh, we didn't learn about that together in our observations. He was a little off on how the sun gets its spots, but scientists couldn't confirm that until way later. How interesting. So these astronomers studied stars. How appropriate. Let's move on to another culture. Oh, yes, this one is one of my favorites, the Mayans. They lived and live in what is now Guatemala and some regions of southern Mexico, Veracruz, Oaxaca, and Chiapas. Astronomy was so important to everyday life. Without astronomy, they would not have their calendars. The Mayans of Mesoamerica used the lunar calendar, and through their observations, they were able to predict moon phases, or when the moon would change and look different to us, as well as eclipses, which is when the moon covers the sun and we can't see, as well as other astronomical events. They built temples and pyramids because of their studies of the stars. Chichen Itza, which is in Mexico, is home to many temples and pyramids. Most of the stars and constellations were recorded in codexes, or booklets. The most famous is the Dresden Codex. This contains a lot of information about their astronomy and practices. How amazing! Even though these cultures didn't really communicate, isn't it amazing that they both studied the same sky? I agree. Let's see how others study the stars. Yes, wayfinding. This is really interesting. Wayfinding traditions come from Polynesia. This is a triangle of islands in the Pacific Ocean. Included are Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, and Hawaii, but there are many, many more. Now, something that makes these astronomers different is that they didn't catalog or write down the stars and their constellations. They relied on memory. The practices of wayfinding were also passed down through oral tradition, which means that people didn't go to school to become astronomers. They just learned from each other by talking. Since the night sky would repeat its patterns every year, they found that using the stars as maps was a very reliable form of navigation. And remember, this was way before telescopes. They were so good at navigating that many scientists and historians believe that the Polynesians actually might have made contact with South America before the Spanish did. But that seems more like a history lesson. We'll get to that another time. You know what I find so interesting, científicos? All of these cultures were so curious about our nighttime sky, and they all used it differently. Many Chinese astronomers also studied astronomical divination. They used the stars and constellations to try to understand and explain what was happening here on Earth. The Mayans used the codexes and calendars for religion and to understand the world around them. Many Polynesians used stars for wayfinding to find out more about the world around them. So it seems like all of these scientists had questions, investigated them, and made conclusions, just like us. I guess we must be astronomers too. Well, that's all the time that we have for today, astronomers. When we resume our learning tomorrow, we will conclude why the sky always looks so different. Please enjoy the rest of the show. I can't wait to learn even more with you tomorrow.
Hello, friends. Mr. Ryther here. Have you ever had a conflict with someone? A conflict is a problem. Well, today's song is about conflicts and how to resolve them in the best way. And joining me on today's song on strings are Aiden Lewis, Ondine Young, and Bill Skeen. And joining me to sing today's song are Talia Young Skeen and Liam Young Skeen. Are you ready to sing today? What's wrong? You two look like you're about to have a conflict right before we sing a song about conflicts.
It's Liam's fault. He refuses to talk to me. He's been ignoring me for weeks.
My fault? You're the one who's always saying things that hurt my feelings, like when you said music isn't really your thing, is it?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. The two of you, I want you to take a deep breath. Now let it out. If you really want to resolve your conflict, use your I felt statements.
Our I felt statements?
Yes,
I felt statements?
I felt statements. If you're always saying, you did this to me or you did that to me, that makes the person feel attacked and puts them on the defensive and they stop listening to you. But if you say, I felt angry when you, or I felt sad when you, the person is much more open to hearing what you have to say. And you'll more successfully resolve your conflict. So are you two willing to resolve your conflict using your I felt statements?
We could try.
We could try.
Oh wait, I'm getting word that we need to start the song right now. Can you sing your I felt statements?
Sing our I felt statements.
Sing our I felt statements?
I felt angry when you doubted my dreams. You said music wasn't really my thing. I felt angry when I felt angry when
I'm so sorry that I doubted your dreams. I'm so sorry that I said something mean. I'm so sorry I did. Can you ever forgive
Start with I felt statements and then fill in the blanks. To communication, let us all give thanks.
I felt sad when you stopped talking to me. Without you there, I felt so lonely. I felt sad when I felt lonely when I'm so sorry I stopped talking to you. I'm so sorry I made you feel so blue. I'm so sorry I did. Can you ever forgive? Start with I felt statements and then fill in the blanks. To communication, let us all give thanks. I forgive you 'cause you shared from your heart. And I forgive you so we get a fresh start. Start with I felt statements and then fill in the blanks. To communication, let us all give thanks.
Thank you, Talia and Liam, for using your I felt statements to resolve your conflict. Do you feel like it made a difference?
Yeah,
it did.
And thank you, Talia, Liam, Ondine, Bill, and Aiden for helping me on today's song. Remember, if you have a conflict, try using your I felt statements to resolve it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pearl Monahan, and I am the teacher librarian at Dr. William Cobb Elementary School and at Spring Valley Science School. And today, I'm here to read the book Bikes for Sale, written by Carter Higgins, illustrated by Zachariah Ohora, with permission from Chronicle Books. So, this is the story of Maurice, a bike rider, and Lotta, another bike rider, and a series of events that bring them together. And you'll notice right on the inside cover, there's this very cool map where I see a ditch with the best mud and a lake and a forest of the best lemon trees and a snack bar. So let's see what happens in the story Bikes for Sale, written by Carter Higgins, illustrated by Zachariah Ohora, published by Chronicle Books, San Francisco. They were new once, and then they weren't. This one belonged to Maurice. He rode it to the grocery store, through the park on 3rd Street that had the best lemon trees, and to the shop. No matter where he rode, he always had customers. He was far enough from the grocery store and just beyond the snack bar in the park. Everyone loves lemonade, he thought. 25 cents wasn't all that much for some squeezy drops of sunshine. Besides, they'd get to keep the cup. I love that description, squeezy drops of sunshine. That sounds exactly how lemonade tastes. After a while, it was time to ride on. "Stay here," said the construction site man, thirsty from all the hammering. "Don't go," said the dog walker with lots and lots of leashes. But Maurice had more corners to try. That one belonged to Lotta. She rode it to the woods, through the ditch on 5th Street that had the best mud, and to the fort. And no matter where she rode, she always had room for one more. I wonder what the author means by one more. But then I look at these illustrations and I notice on the bike there's some sort of basket or satchel that's full of sticks. And down here I see her using a special tool to collect some sticks. So I think that's what the author meant, one more stick. She rode deep into the woods where the sun couldn't reach and far out to the lake where the beavers kept their leftovers. Everyone loves sticks, she thought. They're the best thing to collect. And besides, they were free. Over here it says, would you want one? Oh, yes, please. After a while, it was time to ride on. Don't go, said the dock walker with lots and lots of leashes. Stay here, said a bunch of boys who couldn't pick a favorite, but Lotta had more thickets to try. He rode, and she rode, and they rode all over. But what looked like a small stick was really a smash-up. Pop, smash. And that was the end of this one. Maurice walked home instead. And what looked like some petals were really some peels. Crash! And that was the end of that one. Lotta walked home too. They were new ones, and then they weren't. I know banana peels are yellow and slippery, but these are tiny. I'm thinking they might be lemon peels. Maurice found some okay sneakers, and Lotta got galoshes. They tried to forget where their wheels had gone. Galoshes might be a new word. But what I notice is they look like boots, and she's wearing them in water, so I think galoshes are a type of waterproof boot, like a rain boot. I love reading, because when you read new books, you learn new words. But sneakers weren't as fast as rubber tires, and galoshes weren't good for climbing, so the people were thirsty for sunshine, and the sticks stayed stuck on their trees. Down here, the rabbits are singing. Do you smell that? Meanwhile, to someone new, the rust sparkled. The deflated tires still held hope. Sid knew all about the bikes. The satchel told stories of sugar. The bell ding-a-linged of a ditch. And the sprockets remembered mud and lemons and twigs and mint. Now, when I first read this, I didn't know what a sprocket was, so I had to look it up, and it turns out the sprocket's a part of a bike that the chain goes around. So, I learned a new word from reading a new book. Bikes for sale, abandoned and discarded, found and restored. Come see Sid. It says it on both sides. On this side, Maurice wondered. And on that side, Lotta maybe. And then they went to see Sid. Lotta rode her bike to the woods and through the park on 3rd Street that had the best lemons and through the ditch on 5th Street that had the best mud. Maurice rode his bike to the grocery store and through the park on 3rd Street that had the best lemon trees and to the woods and to the shop. So they're kind of doing some of the same things, but now I notice Lotta's using her cool tool to pick lemons this time. So it's kind of the same, but it's different. They'd never ridden this way before. Oh, wow. Sid took 2 broken bikes and he made something magnificent. They had new adventures. Now the lemons had more shine, and the sticks had more snap. Up here she's saying, look at that pretty snake. What looked like a friend was really a friend. And that's how friendships begin. They are new once, and then they aren't. Just like the bikes, friendships are new, and then they aren't. Wow, what seemed like it was a big crash and a smash up actually turned into something amazing. A brand new friendship and a new friend. I wonder if you've ever had a happy accident or a marvelous mistake. Something that seemed like it might be terrible, but something good came out of it. Well, on the back cover, we get to see that map again. And you'll notice, now we know where some of these places are. Oh, there's the ditch with the best mud that Lotta liked to ride through, and the best lemon trees where Maurice and Lotta like to pick their lemons. All right. Thank you for reading with me today. I want you to stay home, and I want you to stay safe, and I definitely want you to stay reading. And we will see you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Jyoti.
Hi everyone, I am Mr. Bongo.
And we're from San Francisco Ballet's Dance in Schools and Communities program. And today we're going to talk about climate change and some things that we can do to help protect our wonderful, beautiful planet Earth and the only home that we have. Ready to dance with us? Let's go. Mr. Bongo and I have decided to become climate superheroes. We are going to try to figure out ways that we can help save our planet. Now, so one thing I've been thinking about that I can do is drive my car less. Now, I know most of you don't drive yet, but maybe someone in your family does or someone else you know, and you can encourage them to get around in a different way. Can you think of a different way to get somewhere? I recently got a bicycle, so I'm trying to ride my bike more whenever I can. Now, I'm thinking of the way a bicycle wheel turns. It goes around and around, doesn't it? Can you pick one part of your body and have it go around and around like a bicycle wheel? What about another part of your body? I'm going to move my head in a circle like a bicycle wheel. Wonderful. Can you pick two different parts of your body to go around in a circle? I'm going to move my head and my hand. Now I'm going to try moving all the way from my waist. And I'm going to take my arms with me too. Just like a bicycle wheel going round and round and round and round. Wonderful! So another thing that I've been thinking is that I can plant a tree or I can plant a garden. And that helps to create more oxygen in the air and makes the air cleaner and makes our earth greener. So, I'm thinking about digging in the dirt and this motion of down and up. I'm going to take my arms down and then bend them up. Can you do that in a part of your body? Maybe just your hand. Going down and up. What about both hands at the same time? What about your whole body? Going down and up. Going down and up. Just like you're shoveling into the dirt. Wonderful. What about just your head? Going down and up. Yes. Time to get planting. Now there's something else I know a lot of us are doing, and that's recycling. So I'm thinking about how a container, like a milk container, you know how you open it up and then you crush it so it can go into the recycling. Show me how you can contract or crush like the milk carton does. Pick any part of your body. I'm going to try it with my hand. Opening and contracting. I'm going to try the other hand. Expanding and contracting. What about the whole body? Expand, contract. Just like the milk carton. Expand, contract. What about something to the side? gonna choose just my arm. I'm gonna straighten it out and contract. Beautiful. And face the other side. Expand and contract. I'm gonna try just my chest. Expand and contract. Expand and contract. Wonderful. You know, there's so many actions that we can take to help our planet survive and to thrive. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Hello, friends. Dr. Matthews here. This week, we're celebrating friendship. There are many centers, from museums to parks to cultural and recreation centers all around San Francisco that build community for children and families. I would like to show you some of these places by playing a game with you called I Spy. Are you ready?
This is the front of the Women's Building on 18th Street in the Mission District. In this picture, I spy paintings of women from many cultures. How many can you find? That's great. You will see many more on the beautiful mural of the Women's Building. The Women's Building is a women-led community space that advocates self-determination, gender equality, and social justice. Founded in the 1970s, it is the first woman-owned and operated community center in the entire country.
What do you do to make friends?
Hello, I'm Superintendent Dr. Vincent Matthews of the San Francisco Unified School District. It made me so happy to spend time with you today. I hope you had fun too. What did you make on the show today? Submit your content here using the QR code or go to bit.ly, bit.ly/SFUSD, yes, and watch all of our episodes at sfusd.edu/SF loves learning. And now it's time to say goodbye. So let's sing our goodbye song. For this song, you have to use your whole body. Will you sing it with me? Are you ready? Wave high, wave low. For now, it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, and wave your nose. Wave your knees, wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears, wave your hair. Wave your belly and wave your derriere. Wave your chin, wave your eye. For now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a ti, Juan Ying. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family.